Mole pala ang topic namin ngayon. Ano ba yung mole? Teka. Mole in Tagalog. Ha? Nunal? Bakit di naman nunal? Nasa module. Di ba ang mole ay hayop? Mole animal. Hayop na nunal. Siya, kapanood na rin sa channel ni Sir Eman, may ipag mapanood yung video na doon. Saan ba yun dito? Hi, kamusta? This is Sir Eman, a public school science teacher. Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, make sure na i-click mo muna ang subscribe button, pati na rin ang notification bell para notified ka every time mag-upload tayo ng panibagong video. In this video, we will discuss about the mole concept. This is based on the 11th most essential learning competency in Science 9, which is use the mole concept to express mass of substance. Kaya naman, i-ready mo na yung periodic table of elements at ang iyong calculator para sa lesson natin ngayon. Tara! Let us begin with the concept of mole and molar mass. So kanina sa ating introduction, nalaman natin yung translation ng mole sa Tagalog. But definitely, that is not what mole means in the context of science or chemistry. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng mole? So mole is actually a counting unit which is equivalent to 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 particles, or this 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 particles, this is referred to as the Avogadro's number. So, saan po ginagamit, sir, ito? This is used to count particles or very small or tiny matter. Ano mga examples nun would be your atoms, ions, and molecules. So, hopefully, tanda pa itong pinagkaiba-iba nitong tatlo. Ano? Yung ating atom, that's the basic unit of all matter. Ano? Kapag yung atom ay may charge, either positive or negative, we call them ions. Kapag naman nagsama-sama itong mga atoms na to become stable, they form what we call molecules. Sa pang-araw-araw ng buhay, lagi tayo nagbibilang. Ano, parte yan ng ating buhay. Kung tayo pa sa classroom, pasok ng teacher, namimiss ba yung attendance? Pag i-check na attendance, nag-iisa-isa ng tawag. Ano? O tatanungin yung secretary, sinong absent. So the teacher counts, ilan ang present na female, ilan ang present na male. Basta pag i-teacher, may dala ng mga libro, bago ipahiram, bibilangin muna, ano, para alam po ilan yung ibabalik. So, talagang sa pang-araw-araw, we count things around us. Minsan pa nga, gumagamit tayo ng mga shortcut para ma-express yung mga bilang na yan. Halimbawa, we make use of the word dozen or dosena. So, di mo sabihin na 12, 12, automatic dozen. Pag sinabi mong dozen, a dozen of egg, that's automatically 12. O pag sinabing pair of shoes, pair of gloves, automatic dalawahan yan. So, sana wala lang, like a pair. And then, sa cards naman, if you say deck of cards, automatic, there are 52 cards inside of that deck. Ano? So, ito yung mga ginagamit natin na shortcut. So, meron tayong way ng pagbibilang ng mga bagay sa real-world scale, sa ating scale na nakikita. But what about in the molecular or atomic scale? So, di ba, tanda natin, all this matter around us are made up of atom, this very tiny particle. So there has to be a way by which we quantify or count as well these very small particles. At yun yung use ng ating mole. So di ba sabi dyan, mole is a counting unit. Meron tayo kanina dozen. Pag sinabing dozen, di ba automatic, that is equivalent to 12. Pag sinabing pair, 2. Di ba? Kaya pag meron kang 12 pairs, so 12 times 2, you have 24 of those items. Kapag deck, 52. Kapag mole, that is equivalent to this value, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 particles. Kasi di ba, itong mga particles na, these are very small. So, napakarami nila. So, para ano lang sa inyo yung 6.022 times 10 raised to 23, ang ibig sabihin yan, we will have to move, this is what we call a scientific notation, we will have to move this 23 times. Ilan pala ito? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you add all those zeros. So, imagine 23. So, 1, 2, 3. You add here 20 zeros. Ganun kadami na particles yung tinutukoy ng isang mole. Ano? Kung yung 1 dozen would be 12, pair 2, deck 52. Pag mole, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na particles. Okay, now this is referred to as Avogadro's number because this is named after this man right here. Siguro nisip, sino ba itong nasa gilid na lalaki na to? So this is Amedeo Avogadro. Well, he is not the one who determined the value of this 6.022 times raised to 23, but this was named after him in honor of his contributions in the field of chemistry. Okay? So, saan ba binase yung 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na yun? This was actually based on the number of atoms in exactly 12 grams of carbon-12. So, they made use of a very accurate method to be able to determine ilang atoms ng carbon ang meron doon sa 12 grams ng carbon-12. So, meron silang 12 grams ng carbon-12. They made use of a specific method para bilangin kung ilan yung atoms na doon. And that serves as basis. So, pag sinabi na 1 mole of carbon, automatically there are 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na carbon atoms doon. So, yun na rin naging basis. Kapag sinabing 1 mole ng, let's say, hydrogen, automatic, ilang particles, ilang atoms? 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na atoms ng hydrogen yun. Kapag naman sinabi natin 1 mole, diba sabi, pwede rin na molecule. Let's say H2O, ibig sabihin, there are about 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na this time molecules naman of water. So yun yung naging basis. Diba? Parang 1 dozen of egg, isang dosena na kung ano mga ibang item. So, automatic, that's equivalent to 12. Dito naman, 1 mole, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na particles. Okay? So, nakuha ba yung ibig sabihin ng mole? So, again, it's a counting unit. We make use of this to count the particles, very tiny, very small matter, and this is equivalent to 6.022 times 10 raised to 23. Okay? Kanina, nalaman natin na yung 1 mole or 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na atoms ng carbon, kung titimbangin natin, that will be equivalent to 12 grams. But what about the other elements or let's say molecules? Ganon din kaya ang timbang nila? 1 mole kaya ng mga yon ay 12 grams din? Sa palagay nyo? So let me give you an analogy para mapag-isipan nyo. Let's say you have a pair of surgical gloves, yung manipis na gloves, and another pair of boots. Yung ginagamit, pwede naman ng boots na pang boys or girls. So palagay nyo, pair, so alam natin, tig-dalawa na piraso. Pero magkapareho kaya ng timbang itong dalawang set na ito? So definitely, although pareho silang dalawa na items yung nandun, pero mas mabigat yung ating boots. So ganun din itong sa ating particles, let's say elements or molecules. Since itong mga elements ito magkakaiba, pero sa kanila na mas mabigat, merong mas magagaan. So ang tawag natin sa mass in grams per 1 mole of a substance, that is what we call a molar mass. So yung timbang ng isang mole ng, let's say, carbon, iba yung timbang nun sa 1 mole of hydrogen or 1 mole of silver, 1 mole of copper. Magkakaiba yun kasi magkakaiba yung element na bumubuo sa kanila. Yung timbang ng bawat isang mole ng mga yon, yung tinatawag natin ng molar mass. Ang unit natin ng molar mass, ay sabi diba, mass in grams per 1 mole, so gram per mole. Okay? So, alam na natin, for carbon, ang 1 mole niya is equivalent to 12 grams. But what about the other elements or molecules? So, ganito yun. For elements, the molar mass is the mass number for the element that we find in the periodic table of elements. Diba sa periodic table, meron tayong makikita mga numbers. Yung nakaraan na tinitingnan natin would be the atomic number or the number of protons. Isa pa na pwede natin makuha doon would be the mass number. So yung number na yon na makikita sa periodic table, that pertains to the molar mass of the elements. Okay? So, mag-try tayo. Let's say for instance, yung carbon kanina, diba sabi natin 1 mole, ilang particles? 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atoms. Gaano kabigat yun? Yung nasa taas na yan, that is the mass number. So, 12.0107. So, ito rin yung kanyang molar mass. Ito yung timbang ng 1 mole of carbon, 12.0107. For the sake of our discussion, kasi mamaya mag-compute tayo, ang ating kukunin na molar mass would be until 2 decimal places. Para pare-pareho tayo. So, kung ito, 12.0107 hanggang dalawang numbers after the decimal point. So, this would be 12.01. Take note yung mga rules natin sa pag-round off. So, ito, let's say for instance, 12.0107, this is 12.01 kasi yung kasunod ng 1 ay 0. Pag less than 5, round down. I don't know kung yun ang ginagamit pa rin na term, pero i-retain mo lang. So, 12.01. Kapag ang kasunod ay less than 5. Pero pag ang kasunod, halimbawa dito, 28.0855, so 2 decimal places, 28.08, ang kasunod ng 8 ay 5, so 5 and above, round up, so plus 1. So dito would be 28.09 grams per mole. Yun yung molar mass. Yan. Okay? So, i-try natin itong mga samples. So, sa carbon, ang 1 mole, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atoms. Ang timbang nun would be 12.01 grams. So, yung mole niya, 12.01 grams per mole. Yun yung molar mass. But what about for hydrogen? Yan. Ano yung kanyang molar mass? Timbang ng isang mole ng hydrogen. Tingnan ulit tayo. So, yung kanyang mass number is 1.00794. So, ating round off to 2 decimal places. Ang kasunod ng 0 ay 7. So, round up. So, this is 1.01. The molar mass of hydrogen is 1.01 grams per mole. So, per mole, yung 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na atoms ng hydrogen, ito yung timbang. Okay? Let's try this time iron. So, for iron, dapat alam anong chemical symbol nun, Fe. So, looking at this, ang kanyang mass number is 55.845. So, ano ang kanyang molar mass? You have 55.85. Round up, kasi yung kasunod ng 4 ay 5. So, for iron, ang 1 mole niya ay 55.85. Huwag kalimutan unit, grams per mole. So, yun. Magnesium. Anong chemical symbol nito? Mg. So, yun ang kanyang mass number, 24.31. Yun yung kanyang molar mass, 24.31 grams per mole. So, kayo naman, gold. Sige nga, kung may periodic table kayo, medyo zoom in ko dito kung nasaan siya. Hanapin kung nasaan dyan ang gold. So, it has a chemical symbol of AU. So, nakita nyo, 196.9665. So, 2 numbers lang after the decimal point. 0.96. Ang kasunod ng 6 ay another 6. So, round up, 196.97. 196. Nasaan yun nawala? 97 grams per mole. O, last na. Try nyo to, copper. Nasaan dyan? Cu. So, yun. 63.546. Kasunod ng 4 ay 6. So, round up, 63.55. 63.55 grams per mole. So, ito lahat, isang mole. Lahat yan, tig 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na atoms ng mga yan. Pero you see, yung kanilang molar mass, yung timbang ng 1 mole nila, magkakaiba. Pinakamabigat si gold, because these elements are different from one another. There are elements which are heavier than the other. Yung ating carbon, 12 grams, 12.01. Is hydrogen, very small na atom, lightest. 1 mole niya is only 1.01 grams per mole. So, this is for elements. But what about for compounds or molecules, group of atoms? Paano naman yun? So, for molecules, the molar mass is the sum of the atomic masses or mass numbers of the atoms present in that molecule. So, molecule combination of atoms. So, you add all the molar masses of those atoms present there at kung ilan sila. Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Let's say, for instance, water. Ano yung chemical formula ng water? H2O. Diba? So you have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So basically, what you do here is that you add the molar masses of the atoms present here. Ano? So hindi lang basta i-add, kung ilan din, you consider mo din kung ilan yung atoms na nandun. So for instance, ilista natin yung hydrogen, H2O, meron kang 2. Diba? Tapos ang iyong oxygen, isa lang. Yung subscript, yun yung tumutukoy kung ilan yung atoms na nandun. Ang oxygen mo, isa lang. So 2, for hydrogen, anong kanyang molar mass? 1.01 gram per mole. Diba? So, yan. And then, multiply mo yan, ang oxygen naman, 16. So, isa lang, ang molar mass niya ay 16. Kinuha natin sa periodic table, 16 grams per mole. So, this would be 2.02 grams per mole. Pinag-multiply natin, 2 times 1.01, that's 2.02 grams per mole, and then 1 times 16, you have 16 grams per mole. Then we add them, you have there 18.02 grams per mole. So this is the molar mass of H2 or water. So 1 mole, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na molecules ng water. Ang timbang doon is 18.02 grams per mole. Okay? Ang molar mass rather would be 18.02 grams per mole. So kung gusto mo pala makakuha ng ganun kadami na molecules ng water, so kailangan magkaroon ka ng 18.02 grams. Okay? So, try natin yung iba. I-try naman natin ngayon itong pangalawa, carbon dioxide. Okay, so what is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide? You have CO2, right? So, nakabigay na yung molar mass ng bawat isang atom dito. So, again, lista natin yung mga present na element dito. You have carbon and then you have oxygen. So, ilang carbon? Looking at the chemical formula, you only have 1. Automatic pag walang subscript, 1 yun. And then for oxygen, you have 2. So 1 times, what is the molar mass of carbon? 12.01 gram per mole. And then for oxygen, 2 times, yun, 16. Kagano. Brain lang natin, Yun. 2 times 16 grams per mole. Kunya natin, 1 times 12.01, so definitely same pa rin, 12.01 grams per mole. And then 2 times 16, you have 32 grams per mole. So you're adding this 2, you're gonna have 44.01 grams per mole. So this is the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Okay, so 1 mole of carbon dioxide, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 molecules of carbon, that is equivalent to 44.01 grams. Okay? Sige, try tayo ng isa pa. This time, gusto ko i-try nyo naman to glucose. Okay? Or sa photosynthesis, usually ito yung nakalagay doon. C6H12O6. What would be the molar mass of this compound or molecule? Okay? So, anyway, nakabigay na naman ito yung molar masses ng mga elements na present. Sige nga, pwede nyo i-pause muna, then i-try nyo. Ilista muna yung mga elements present, ilan yun, nandun, and then i-multiply sa respective na mga molar masses nila. Then afterwards, i-add. Okay? So, nasagutan na ba? Sige, ating i-try. So, ilista muna natin. We have here carbon. We also have here hydrogen and oxygen. Magbilang tayo. So, for carbon, definitely we have 6. For hydrogen, we have 12. For oxygen, we have 6. And we multiply this by its respective molar masses. So, 6 times 12.01 grams per mole. Okay? And then you have here 12 times 1.01 grams per mole. And then for oxygen, you have 16. So, times 16 grams per mole. So, 6 times 12.01, nagamit ng calcu, 12.01 times 6, you're gonna have there 72.06. Okay? And then 12 times 1.01, you have there 12.12. Don't forget the unit, grams per mole. Grams per mole. Ito yung abbreviation natin for mole. Ano, mole. And then, 16 times 6, you have there 96 grams per mole. If we're gonna add all this, you have 72.06 plus 12.12 plus 96, that will give us 180.18 grams per mole. So, sa sagot natin, laging 2 decimal places ang kunin para pare-pareho tayo. Okay? So, yun. So, 1 mole of glucose of C6H12O6 or 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 na molecules nitong glucose, ang timbang nun would be 180.18 grams. Okay? So, hopefully, nakuha kung paano yung pag-compute ng molar mass. So, definitely, the moles, this is actually the bridge from the molecular scale to the real-world scale. Real-world scale in grams na yan, di ba? Yun namang sa molecular scale, yung bilang pa ng mga atoms. So, you'll be able to determine the number of particles present. Let's say you know the grams through the moles. Alam naman yung bilang ng mga atoms na kailangan mo through the moles, you'll be able to determine kung ilang grams yung dapat mong kunin. Okay? So, this will lead us to the next part of this, which is already the calculations in the mole concept. So, ready ang periodic table of elements at ang mga calculator. Okay?